everyone, my name is Megan. Welcome to my channel, Ruby Red Stitchery, formerly known as Spunky Girl Stitchery. But now I have a new niece named Ruby, and so I thought I would change the name of the channel to honor her. And it's been a long time since I recorded one of these, so I'm gonna be a little rusty, so please forgive me. It is about 7 o'clock on the night of New Year's Eve 2021, so I'm here having a pajama party and figured I would do a Wip Parade and just kind of bring everyone, including myself, up to speed on where I am this year. I did have a booster shot yesterday, so my arm is a little sore, so if I'm all shaky, please forgive me. It's I gotta build up that arm strength again. Anyways, let's get started. There will be a lot of cross stitch whips. Some of them will be full coverage, some of them will not be. And I also, over the last year, taught myself through various YouTube videos how to crochet. So I also have some crochet whips. And if you're interested in learning and would like recommendations on the videos that I used to learn, leave a comment and I will see if I can dig up the best ones. There's so many good crochet tutorials. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna stop saying so much, or at least I'm gonna try to stop saying so much. I pulled out the wrong piece of fabric. Okay, this is my first whip, and this is actually kind of an inactive whip. I haven't worked on it at all, I think, in the last year, but it is a larger overarching project that I do want to continue to finish. So this is the last, these are the Prairie Schooler Santas. And the last one I finished is the 2018 Santa, which is right here, on the called for 18 count Davos, and I believe all the called for floss as well. And the next one I'm going to do is 2017, which I will insert a picture of right here. And I'm gonna try to add it to my goals for this coming year to get a couple more of those done, but we'll see. It's not high on my priority list, but I do eventually want to get all of them done and turn them into like a display quilt. I think that would be pretty cool. So someday I will get back to that. Alright, the next one on my whip list. Oh, and these are completely random. I just have a bunch of bags next to me, and I'm going to be pulling them out just in the order they are in the bags. So this, I don't have a lot of records for when these were started. The Prairie Schooler Santas were like one of the first projects I started when I started doing Flosstube. So it's probably from 2018, 2017. That actually is the 2018 Santa, and I've already done the 2019 Santa, so I don't know when I started most of these. I'm gonna try to keep better records moving forward, but I say that every year and it never happens, so fingers crossed. All right, this next project is Cute Bathroom and Toilet by Fuzzy Fox Designs. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this was my initial start of this whip. Womp womp. So I had started, there are two patterns in this pattern. One is a larger view of the bathroom with like the tub and some curtains and the shelves. And then the other one, here I'll fold it, there's nothing really on that side. The other one is a toilet and a sink and some shelves. And I had started this on, I believe, some 14 count, just like blue Aida. And I don't like stitching on Aida. So I UFO'd this a long time ago. And I didn't think I'd ever stitch the piece. But then it came up, something to do with it. I think there was a toilet in a challenge, in one of the challenge groups I was in last year. And so I pulled out a new start for the smaller pattern, which is just the sink and the toilet, and I started it on some 25 count Wedgwood Lugana 1/1. So it's teeny tiny, and I should have enough of this piece of fabric to do both of them. I like the teeny tiny stitches. I will always prefer teeny tiny stitches, like 1/1 on 28 and 25 count to 16 and 14 count. Right now I can see them, and so I'm going to take advantage of that while I still can. Sorry for the mess of floss over there. I have some hanging threads. This does not use the called for colors. Some of them are the called for, but if I didn't have a called for color, I just kind of picked a random color out of my stash, and I think it's pretty cute. So it's probably about halfway done. So hopefully this will come up. I can't honestly foresee it coming up in a challenge unless I really twist something to make it fit. So this may not get a lot of work on it in the coming year, but it's cute and it's small, and I should just get it done. So maybe at some point I'll push for a finish. If you're interested in the conversion for that, I don't know. I can try, but a lot of the colors, I didn't even write down what I used. So, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get you a conversion for that. But I can try if you're really interested. I've never seen anyone else stitching on that pattern, so I don't know that. But if you are stitching on that pattern, let me know, because we should stitch it together. Alright, this next one is, let's see, I do still have the cover photo. It is Golden Gate Bridge by RTO. My mom bought this for me for Christmas last year, I think. And I thought, oh, that'll be quick. It's tiny. It's only like 3x4. It's full coverage, ma'am. Full coverage. And I don't stitch on it for very long when I do, because it is on the provided Aida. And like I said, I just don't care to stitch on Aida. So it doesn't get a lot of love, but hopefully I'll be able to fit it into some challenges this year, because it's so small, it should be done. It's ridiculous that it's not. And it was a full kit, so I'm using all of the provided, all of the called for, including the needle. It's a nice needle. That is an Ort. I was taking this project to work on my lunch breaks before the pandemic. Actually, after this year, after the pandemic started, but after I started going back to the office, which I don't do anymore because I don't work there anymore. So that's why I had Orts, because I just threw them in on my lunch break. Anyways, you don't care. This is as far as I've gotten, so I'm about a quarter, maybe a fifth of the way done. I haven't started any of the back stitching. I'll probably do that at the end. I don't know, I don't like waiting till the end to do back stitching, but it's so small that it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to fit this into some challenges and get it done. Like my homemade needle minder, it's just a couple of magnets with some washi tape. Real fancy here. Real fancy. But it works. I believe it's 14 count. I think I said that already. 14 count Aida. It doesn't say. but it looks like 14 count. Oh, it might say on the pattern. The pattern is in Russian. So, I don't know. Alright, next up, we've got another whip that should be done already. Because it's been a whip for so long, and it's not that big, and it's, oh crap, it's caught in the zipper. What is the edge of the fabric? It's caught in the zipper. Okay. This is Santa in Space postage stamps by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. This is what it will look like when it's done. And I'm not gonna take it out of the Q stamp because it's exactly where I need it to be. But I do have the first two done. So there's the first one. And this is on a piece of it might have even been the very first fabric of the month from Fortnite Fabrics. And it's really nice to stitch on. It is, I believe, a 32 count, maybe even a 36 count, over 2 over 2. 36? I don't know. So that's the first one. Most of the colors are called for, but I did not have some of them, so I just grabbed random. And again, this is one where I didn't even write them down, so sorry about that. And then the second one is kind of in and out of the hoop, but you can tell what it looks like. This is Santa. And then the last one is Rudolph in a spacesuit. And so I'm almost done with this. I really need to there's probably 1,000 stitches left in this. It's ridiculous that it's not done. So hopefully, unfortunately, I didn't include it in any of my January challenges because I was focusing on bigger pieces. Ooh, I just jiggled my whole stand here. But maybe I'll do focus on a finish February and stick this in there because it's silly. It's absolutely ridiculous that this isn't done. It should be. And then I'll probably try to make them into ornaments and give them to my brother for my niece because I don't need them. I never finish fully finish anything, so it will be nice to fully finish these. This needle minder is a little wintry forest deer and raccoon and fox, and I believe I got it from Mad for Minders. I got most of my needle minders from Mad for Minders. Stick that in there. Try not to catch the fabric again. Okay. What's next? Oh. This is not actually a whip. It's a new start, but I will include it anyways because I'm going to be starting it in a couple of hours. I will include a picture of the first pattern. This is a year-long sell. It was last year's Cross Stitcher magazine, one of their sells. It is called, I'll put it down here because I don't remember. But the first pattern is called A Room to Relax, and it's like a living room scene. And so I know this is not the most economic way to do this, but it was the easiest for my brain to buy 13 pieces of, I'm using ice blue 25 count, 28 count ice blue Lugana. So I just got 13 because there are actually 13 patterns because they added a Christmas one. 13 pieces of 20 count ice blue Lugana. How many times can I say that? Just because it made more sense to my brain and I wouldn't have to worry that I would run out. These are all just big enough width-wise. So hopefully if I center it perfectly, I won't have any issues. But I will be starting that tonight for the Semi-Sane Stitchers January calendar sale, I think it's called. I don't think it has a fancy name. I think it's just calendar sale. This one I have converted some of the colors because I didn't have the color, but most of it is called for. I will include, I did write these down. I will, some of them I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use yet. I have a couple of options, so once it's done, hopefully before the end of January, I will give you the conversion that I made. And so the January one, I believe was in the January version, the January 2021 Cross Stitcher magazine. If it wasn't, it was December 2020. I just don't remember. Already losing my place. Okay. Alright, this next one is a full coverage piece. And it's not by a designer you know. Because I have started creating my own patterns. I have an Etsy shop called Ruby Red Stitchery. It's not fully open yet. I'm kind of doing a soft opening while I upload listings. Right now I mostly have either pictures that I've taken myself and converted, or pictures that my dad has taken. He's a really great photographer, and converted, and he's given me full permission to do that. Or public domain art. But I would, in the new year, I will be reaching out to some artists, hopefully working out licensing deals, and I'm really excited to get that going. I will link my shop in my description. There's not a whole lot in there yet, but if you want to, go and favorite the shop so you'll get notified when I upload new listings, that would be really awesome. I would appreciate that. And for all of my YouTube subscribers, you can use the code FRIEND25 for 25% off all digital download items in my shop. Right now, that's all there is digital download items, but I do in the future hope to sell some of my hand crocheted items, because there's only so many blankets one person needs. And so those are a little bit higher end of a product, so obviously 25% is a lot. But there are always discount codes on in my shop for the whole shop. They're just not like that much. But anyways, go check it out and keep an eye on it, because starting in January, there's going to be a lot more things added to it weekly. Anyways, I've kept you in suspense enough. This is La Dame de Fer. Probably not saying that right. My French is zilch. I'm terrible at French. Oh, there's fireworks. Happy New Year. It's not New Year yet. I think it's only 7 o'clock. Let's see. I hope you got a drink, because this is going to take a while. Yeah, it's not even 7 o'clock. People are... I'm on the West Coast, too. Like, chill. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. La Dame de Fer. It is a photograph that I took when I was in Paris in 2014, I believe. I'm generally not that good at taking pictures, but I took this picture, and it's the best photo I've ever taken in my life, and I just fell in love with it. I have a giant print of it in my house, and I thought maybe some people would like to stitch it. So it is grayscale, which I think intimidates some people, because I think people think that you'll get bored. stitching only black and white, but I'd like to put you at ease because this is how many colors are in this. There's 31 colors in this, wow, these are a mess. 31 colors in this pattern. It is pretty confetti heavy, but I think that really lends to the depth of the picture and the pattern in the end. And you know, they're not all grays. There's some light pinks and light purples and some like kind of grayish plums. So if you've never done a black and white full coverage, I have several in my shop, and I would really recommend that you try one because I find them to be very relaxing. Anyways, don't let them intimidate you. They're no different than any other full coverage project. And that's why we have like giant buckets full of whips, right? Because if we get bored of something, we can just switch to something else. So this is a dismal start because I've only actually worked on this for one like 50 stitch challenge in Whip Wranglers last month, but this is going to be one of my focus pieces. Next year I want to get the model stitched up so that I don't have just the stitch mock-ups. Obviously I won't be able to stitch all of my patterns, but this is one of the ones that I do want to stitch. So this, I'm saying a lot again. Do that in like real life too. It's not just a Flosstube thing. Anyways, this will be a focus piece. I'd love to get it done next year, but there's no way. It's quite large. So this, I'm gonna keep plugging away on it. I'm thinking about starting a TikTok, so if I do that, there will definitely be updates to this on my TikTok. I'll let you know if I end up doing that. We'll see. This is on 28 count, easy guide, easy grid, easy count, one of those. I don't remember. And I hope to get a lot more done on it in the coming months, so stay tuned. Oh, that's never gonna fit back in this bag. Nope. Alright, back in the box. Alright, next up, we have another full coverage piece. This, whoops, just dropping everything. This is Burlesque by Tilton Crafts. I don't have a lot more done on this since the last time you would have seen it. So I just haven't worked on it. But there's a little bit. This also is going to be a focus piece. I believe I'm doing it for... I'm doing it for Stitch Around Germany in Full Coverage Fanatics. And it also is one of my Whip Go polls for this month. And my goal was to get 10% done on it. Like, not to 10%, like 10%. That would be like 12,000 stitches. There's no way I'm getting 12,000 stitches done in a month. So I pulled back. And so now my goal is 5%, which is still like a stretch goal. But we'll see. It's a lot of solid stitching. There's only like 4 colors in all of this. It doesn't get more colorful until you get kind of closer to the dancer. So I probably won't be too hard to get 6,000 stitches, but we'll see. This is on 28 count white Lugana. I don't remember where I got this grime guard from, but it was off of Etsy. If you're really curious, I can try to look it up, but it was a long time ago, so I doubt they still have this fabric. Let's see, is there anything else to say? I don't think so. Next. Ooh, this one. This is one of my favorites. I haven't worked on it in a while, and I should. This is... This cover page is all crinkled. Blueprint for Rainbow City by Ink Circles. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. immediately fell in love with this one when it came out. I think 2019 Galleria, I think. Love it. I am stitching it on, let's get it right side up. Not that it really matters, it's symmetrical. It's exactly the same. I'm stitching it on another one of those very first Fortnite fabric of the months, using the called for colors. I decided to do all of the blue first and then go in with the rainbow silk, I'm using the call for DMC for the blue, not the Gloriana, because try as I might, for months, it was never in stock on 123 Stitch. And it's so much blue anyways, it just made sense to use the DMC. However, I'm using the call for Gloriana. Oh, there's a pair of scissors in here. It's good to know. Called for Gloriana silk, which I kind of hacked up and put on this card. Not ideal, but you live and you learn. This is my first silk. So anyways, I definitely want to get this finished in the new year. I believe it's on my, it's upside down. Now it's inside out. What's going on? Okay. Sorry. I definitely want to get this finished. I believe it's on my Whip Go board for finish. So when that gets called, there's not that much left to do. And really, it's just so fast. I think I've only put, a week in on this combined. That upside down red queen is also from Mad for Minders. They make really good needle minders. The heart-shaped baseball, that's also from Mad for Minders. My brain is not caught up to doing Flosstube again. Alright, next we have probably one of my oldest whips. And it's not exactly an active whip because it's like a monthly style that I've done a couple of them and then lost steam on. So I do hope to finish it this year. It is in this amazing project bag from the 805 Stitcher. I hug it. I love this project bag. It's been more than a year since I pulled this out and worked on it. And I don't even have, I guess I have February in here. January isn't. I don't even know where January is. But this was February. It is on 18 count oatmeal Ada, just the tube you get from Michael's. And then next I will be working on March. Let's get back in here. Which I can show you the bad printout I have. That's what March will look like. And this is on my Whip Go board to get a couple, I think I have 4 spaces done, 3. I have a handful of spaces that are to get a month of this done. So hopefully I will get, a few more, a few more of them done before the end of the year. Oh, that is from the Snowflower diaries. It's a free stitch along. They have so many free patterns and they're gorgeous. I know that there was a time on Flosstube where those free patterns were really popular, but I haven't seen them come up in a while. Mostly because everyone finished the stitch along years ago and I'm just late to the party. Sorry, I'm trying to get that back in. But go check the Snowflower diaries out because they're beautiful patterns, and all of the wording, they generally have English, French, and I want to say Spanish conversions for all the wording. Translations, not conversions. So go check them out. Alright. Again, we have something that's not really an active whip, mostly because I need to buy more fabric because I ran out. But these are... I also need to buy... I probably get one more. Oh, I need to buy more floss. That's why I ran out. These... Everybody breathe. These are the stockings. What's on here? Something sticky. If you haven't been able to tell, I got diagnosed with ADHD during the pandemic, and so duh. But that's where we're at. Okay. These are the stockings from the Home for the Holidays booklet by Blackbird Designs. So I have done already the first 3. So here is the first one. Most of these are not the call for colors. I just kind of picked 3 deep reds, but I ran out of one of them, so that's, and then I also don't quite have enough fabric to do, I think, the last 2. So that's why this project is on hold. I believe this is on definitely looks like 28 count, although I'm doing 1/2. So, let's see, do I still have a sticker? I probably stuck it to a piece of paper in here. Sorry, if you are here for like organized whip parades, you've come to the wrong place. Nope, I don't know. It's oh wait, I do have it. 32 count lamb's wool linen. And I do actually have the flosses that I used. I'm using DMC 902. Gentle Arts, Cranberry, which I think this is the one that, oops, this is the one that I wouldn't have enough of, so I need to get more of Gentle Arts Cranberry. And then the last one is DMC 3721. So I need to do some shopping. Alright, so anyways, this is the first one. 28 count lamb's wool linen, 1 strand of floss over 2. So they're, you know, let's see, is that even gonna show up? You can't even really tell, but they're fairly sparse. And then this is the second one. Whoops. Too close. There we go. Second one. I did not leave myself a whole lot of margin on these. But, you know, I'm just gonna... I don't know if I'm actually gonna make them into stockings or if I'm just gonna make them, like, cut the shape out of some chipboard and make them look like they're stockings, but they have no back. We'll see. And then this one I gave myself a lot of edge. If I had moved it up, I might have had room for 2. Probably not. This is the third one. This is my favorite, actually. There's so many... This whole motif is Smyrna crosses. I love a good Smyrna cross. Smyrna crosses and eyelets are my favorite. last one in this box. Alright, so this is another one that I restarted because I... Back up. This is Santa Claus on the P by Corey Battacore. I can't say it, I'm sorry. It's Italian, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's super cute. And it's also super big if you do it on the called for. There, well, I don't know. It ends up being very large if you do it on the called for. Oh, well, I wasn't doing it on the called for because it calls for 35 count, which I think I was doing it on 28 count. Just awful Edinburgh linen. No, Irish linen that I got from Michael's, and it was disgusting. I hated it. And then I realized, I don't know if you can tell, Santa's legs. I had done the right one stitch too skinny. And I had done all of the other, I had done this one stitch too skinny. And I had already done this whole section of mattress. And I was like, well, maybe I can fudge it. But then I was like, he's gonna look real weird with one skinny leg. And it's not gonna work. And then his foot would have been too skinny. And then I just decided, I hate the fabric. I don't want to frog all of this. It's too big. I don't like stitching over two if I can stitch over one. So I decided to restart it. And I started at the top this time. And this is 1/1. Sorry, he's walking away. She's still around. She's still kicking. This is 1/1 on another fortnight monthly fabric. I think this was before they had names, so I was only in it for 2 months just because it didn't make sense financially for me to keep going. So, but they're fantastic fabrics. I highly recommend. You definitely should check them out. So I am now doing this 1/1, and I believe this is 32 count. So super tiny. It's not even gonna focus. They're so tiny, super tiny. And I am enjoying it much more. So, hopefully this gets some work in the next year. It's not on any of my lists to get done. It's a deceptively big project. That bed is practically full coverage. So, at some point, I'll put some more stitches into this. This absinthe needle minder is from Mad for Minders, and the colors are all the call for DMC. Okay, I'm gonna pause, rearrange my piles, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, gotta do a little rearranging. Next we have, oh, I should do this one a little bit, otherwise you're not going to be able to see anything. This is the 2021 Sal from Modern Folk Embroidery, which I did an absolutely terrible job of keeping up on. I only have January done. Only have January. However, this is on my Whip Go board to do a couple months. It's so cute. I don't know why. I think stitchy bugs are so fickle. And with everything that's been going on, just extra fickle. So it did get called for January's Whip Go. So January's Whip Go, I will try to finish February. And we'll see what happens. I do have my color conversion if you're interested, although you've probably already finished this because pretty much everyone else did. I really admire people who can keep up with a monthly sal because I can't. At least when they're not when they're like complicated like this. Although honestly, all the other monthly songs I've done have not been particularly complicated. I just have very little attention span. Sorry, I gotta get this back on here, otherwise that will deter me from working on it. I must have had a peely. Bunny's back. It's my super fancy needle minder. It's just 2 needles, or 2 magnets stuck together, and a cut up piece of towel to keep my tension in my Q-snap, because this is a particularly loose Q-snap. So, okay, back. Oh, it is on 40 count mallow linen, which I really like. Okay, next. This piece is what killed my chances of finishing Wip Wranglers because I was almost done. I had already rolled for the whole month, which I know you're not really supposed to do, but for me it helps visualize how much I still need to get done. So I only had like 4 more pieces that I needed to get done, and they were like 100 stitches, 50 stitches. I think the biggest one was 300 stitches on Pandemic. And then I worked on this one, and I was almost done. Then I realized that's supposed to be a straight line. Such a frog, all of this. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. Calling it. So, this is, I should probably tell you what the project is, huh? This is, I call it Ruby's cake stand because it's a stand of cakes and I'm making it for my niece, but that is obviously not what it's actually called. So I'll put what it's actually called here. And it is by Soda Stitch, I believe, but I'll have inserted a picture, so if that's wrong, you'll know. This is on a very bright piece. I don't think the camera's really picking up how bright it is. Of Be Stitch Me fabric, which again I don't remember what the name is, but if you're interested I can look it up and let you know. I am using all the called for flosses, and the back stitching. Oh my god, the back stitching really makes this. I am trying to keep up and do the back stitching like after I finish each little section. Because that makes it a lot easier. This is on my Whip Go for a finish, but it's split into 2. So 1 month that gets called is going to be the top tray. Oh, you know what? I think there's 4 trays. So maybe it's not. But it's on my Whip Go a couple times. One is the top tray, and then one is going to be the next tray down. I would like to get this to her before her like 5th birthday, and she's 7 months old, 6 months old. So I've got some time. But I don't work on this nearly as much as I should. So it's good that it's on my report board. Hopefully I will put some serious stitching into it. Spunky, can you sit down, please? She's like, nope. Needle minder, little popsicles from Mad Reminders, and then a sketchy washi tape needle minder from myself. Grime guard, I don't remember, but if you're curious I can look it up. It's a really nice grime guard. It's a an 11 by 11 Q-snap perfectly. Okay. This big mamma jamma. I think you all know what this is without me having to tell you. But this is Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Heaven and Earth Designs, original artwork by Amy Stewart. I'm not very far along, but this is going to be my 100 stitches a day on a Hade in the Stitch Talk Hade group. I don't believe it's on my go board because I didn't see the point. But I am, I mean, if I go the whole year instead of just the challenges for the 100 stitches a day, I, should get, 36,000, I think. I think that's the right math. Sorry. 36,000 stitches in on this, so we'll see. At the very least, if I do the 100 days of Hade, yeah, I think the challenge is the first 100 days. You do 100 days, 100 stitches a day for 100 days. I think that would be 10,000 stitches, right? I'm not good at math. Anyways, this is where I'm at, and this is on 28 count easy guide using all the called for colors, and I'm kind of doing definitely doing cross country, but what I'm essentially doing is working in the diagonal blocks, going to the next unstitched color, picking that color, and then doing as much of it as I can in the first 4 pages. I was parking. I didn't like that. I park sometimes and then I get frustrated because it takes longer for me anyways. Although there are some, you'll see, so I have some projects that I park because it's not possible for me to do it anyway else. Anyways, if I continue to work this 2-page height all the way across, it's almost the full first row. Down here is the wood of the bookshelf. So I have honestly, other than 100 days of Hade, I have no plans with this. This is a long-term 20-year, if I'm lucky, project. But I do really enjoy working on it, so hopefully I will get some good working on it over the next year. I'm losing my voice. I don't talk this much anymore. I live alone. There's nobody here to talk to except the dog. Alright, what's next? Oh, okay. This is another one. Actually, let me just pull both of these out. Let me pull all the rest of these out so I can stop wrestling with the bag. Okay. I think, yeah. Okay. This is, let me take this off. This is Mini Home for the Holidays by Heaven and Earth Designs. Actually, pull this one off too. It's kind of hard to see on this fabric, which is 28 count, actually it might be 25 count, 28 or 25, I don't remember. I don't think, no, the sticker is not still on this one. It might be in the bag, but I don't have the bag with me. Whoops, dropping peelies. Okay. Did any of that make sense? No, it did not. Okay. This is Mini Home for the Holidays by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm stitching it 2/1 half stitch, and it is pretty much huge chunks of color. So I've been doing it, I kind of been trying to color complete, honestly, until I got to all of the whites, and I was like, this is close to the bottom. It is not on my go board, I don't remember, but I am going to be using it for the snowball fight in semi-stained stitchers to dry off, I think is what it's called. So hopefully I will get some more progress in on this. I'd like to get some of the greens in there, but I also, I'm in so many challenge groups, I don't remember them all. And I definitely won't finish the year in all of them. I just want to see which ones work for me. So this is being used for another challenge, but I don't remember which it is. But I know that that challenge is for a larger amount of stitches. It might be in full coverage fanatics. I might be using it for one of those. Anyways, I hope to, there's big chunks of color in the house, and there's, you know, obviously the whole other side of white to do. So, hopefully I will get closer to done on this one. It really stitches up so fast when you work on it, especially because I'm doing half stitches. Nice bunk. Bless you. Sorry, I gotta get this back on here, otherwise I won't work on it. I've learned that about myself. If I have to frog something, I need to frog it right away, or I will put it away for a long time, which is why I should have frogged the cake stand project, but I didn't, so I know it's going to be a while before I feel like working on that one. So hopefully it gets called for a challenge. Otherwise it's going to be a while. I lost a peely. There we go. There's the peely. Alright, stick that back in the bag. Right, the next one is Art Nouveau Belly Dancer by Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is on 25 count mushroom Lugana, and I am parking with this one because I was doing cross country. I was kind of trying to color complete in these sections and I miscounted, so I decided to kind of reset on it and start parking again to try and get back to fix the mistakes and try and get back to where hopefully I can go back to cross country at some point, because I do prefer that. There's a hair on it. Is that in the back? Well, there is hair on the back, but it's a different one. Okay. I do have this on my go board for a couple of spots. I think total I'd like to get 10% done on it. It is 1/1 full cross on 25 count mushroom Lugana, and it's a big long piece because it's not very wide, but it is tall. So hoping to get some significant progress on this one in the coming year. Sorry, there's a dog, not my dog, barking. Probably because of the fireworks. Because this is supposed to be a gift for my aunt someday. She is a belly dance instructor, and I think she would like this. I don't work on it often enough, but I've put it in for a bunch of challenges, so I do hope that I put it in for Bringo in several slots, so hopefully. Alright, next is Quick Stitch Once Upon a Time #1 by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is a quick stitch out of A Stitch in Time by Amy Stewart, which I didn't realize because I do eventually want to stitch A Stitch in Time. However, I have several of the bookshelves, so I'm okay doing the quick stitches, and if I someday get to A Stitch in Time, I'll just stitch them again, but different, right? This is a pretty old whip. I don't work on it very often. I don't know why. It's just never one that I'm drawn to, but I did work on it for whip wranglers. So, I've started parking on this one. I wasn't parking, but again, I was making mistakes. So I decided to switch back to parking, but I'm kind of parking and I'm kind of not. Like, it's a little bit of cross country mixed in with a little bit of parking. So, there's only like 1,500 stitches into this. It looks like more than that, I think, but it's not very much. So hopefully I will get some good work in on this year. This is also on 25 count Mushroom Lugana 1/1 full cross. Actually, you know what? Those are not the same fabric. I don't know. One must be oatmeal? I don't know. I don't think I kept the tags for either of them. Okay, this one is exciting. This is another one that I've designed. It is based on a picture that my dad took. It is called No Substitute. Oh, I should probably unwrap it so that you can see most of it. It is one that I have converted and is it available? It may not be available yet, but it will be shortly. Again, it's a black and white, but it also has 31 colors. It has the same color palette as La Dame de Fer. I am color completing, so this is all black. This is all 310. It is 2/1 half stitch on 28 count easy guide. This part went really fast. I did that whole section in like 2 days. It's just back and forth. So that was fun. Anyways, I really love this piece, and I am eager to get the model stitch stitched and show it in my shop, and hopefully you are interested in this and we'll check it out. Let me get that. Oh, this is on my Whip Go board. It's in, actually I don't know if I did put it in for Bringo. I believe it's my 21 and 21, which means it's 42 and 21, or sorry, 22 in 22, which means it's 44 in 22 because it's half stitch. So that will bring it, I think, pretty close to a finish. So hopefully it goes fast because it's kind of big chunks of color. So we'll see. Hoping to get this done. When I work on it and like steadily put time into it, I get lots done. So hopefully I get like a good chunk of stitching in on this sometime soon. Probably not gonna happen much in January because I'm doing Bringo, which means I'm working on like a different project every day, which is kind of what Wip Wranglers did too, but then I was working on multiple projects. Anyway, doesn't matter. Back in the bag. That's the a second bag done. Move that down. Whoops. Got some falling scroll frames. Oh, what's this? Okay, this is the French Kitchen collection. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been working on this for a while, and I actually have the first two done. So the first two are pomme et sage, apples and sage. My French is terrible. I speak pretty good English, for, you know, someone who was born and raised here in the U.S. Oh, a little bit of Dutch and nothing else. So, apples and sage. I love it so much. I love the textures in the backgrounds that Hands-On Design and Summer House Stitchworks did. They're just gorgeous. So I did that one, and then the other one that is done. This one. This is actually the reason that I got this pattern, because I love this one so much. This is pears and rosemary. I don't remember. I think it's pears and rosemary. Mine's a little different than everybody else's because I miscounted it. So these are a little longer than they're supposed to be. But who cares? I won't tell if you don't. So, love those. I'm using all of the called for weeks and all of the called for Hand-Dyed by Stephanie, I think. Hand-Dyed by Stephanie. 32 count Lugana. So I have 2 left, and the one that I have started is in here somewhere. Is Strawberries and Mint. And I only put one night of stitching into this, so there's not a lot done, but I love this. Again, the background texture is just phenomenal. So I'm really enjoying stitching that. And this is not on my Whip Go, but it is on my Bring Go board more than a couple times. So hopefully I will get further on this one. And then the only other one that I have to do is Blueberry and Thyme, which again, this background texture is just to die for. The blueberries they're a bunch of French knots. I don't particularly care for French knots. I do have, we'll see in a minute, the Mirabilia I'm working on has some beautiful purple, blue, kind of iridescent, there's the same color in like a iridescent and a matte, and I think they make really awesome blueberries. So it really just depends on if I like French knots more than I like beading, or if I like beading more than I like French knots, which kind of right on both of them. So we'll see. I have a bit because this is the last one I'm gonna do. I've been putting it off because of the blueberries, but I do love it. It's beautiful. So hopefully I will get both of those done this year. And then there is a 5th part that just is French Kitchen, so I'll need to buy that and do that as well. Okay, it'll be nice to get this done because then I can use this giant project bag for something else. This is a mess, is what this is. This is Mini Night Cafe by Heaven and Earth Designs. Original artist Leonid Afremov, and I am doing it 1/1/2 stitch on 40 count Vertil. Yes, 40 count. Because I have a death wish. It's so small that my camera won't even focus on it. There we go. That's better. Maybe. And I was doing really strict 10 by 10 column parking, but then I had a challenge where I needed to put a lot into it in Whip Pranklers, and so this whole section is 310, so I just kind of went a little crazy with the 310, so we'll see how that works. I do have There are some holes here because I was missing. You can barely even see them. Let's try that. Nope. Anyways, I was missing a color. So I do have that color now, so I'll be able to fill that in and then hopefully get back to kind of the rigid 10x10 columns, because with something like this, I really don't like coming up in a hole that already has a thread in it, because the holes are so tiny that it gets messy. So and they're so tiny that the snag nabbit doesn't really fit through the hole. So we'll see. I do enjoy working on this. The needle minder is the bisexual flag from Son of a Stitch. I'm not going to zip that one back up because the Q snap is too big and I don't want to get the fabric stuck in the zip. I got a mess. This is a little bit of haul for plans for next year, so I'll show you that at the end. That was probably really crinkly. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that down here. Okay. Alright. We are down to the last handful of cross stitch whips. This bag contains multitudes. No, this bag contains several products. So the first one is, I should probably take it out of the hoop, but I'm not going to. Sorry, not sorry. Real Comfort by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is another one that should be done. It's so easy. It's a joy to stitch. I've done the hard part, which was all the hard. It's not hard. All of the leaves. So I just need to hurry up and finish it. There's not that much left to go. There's a row of buildings and then the alphabet. It should be done. This is on 40 count. I just said it earlier. 40 count mallow using 399, DMC 399. 1/2. I love this. I want it to be done. It just needs to be done. I don't think I put it in for any challenges, which it's not going to get done that way. But there you have it. All right, next we have. Oh, I thought there was another project in here. That's fine. Oh, the floss. It's the floss for the stitch along. That's what's that. This beauty. I haven't worked on her all year. I think I just didn't have the motivation to do it, but I adore this project. This is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I am working it on 25 count raspberry sorbet. Raspberry beret. Don't copyright strike me, Prince. You can't taste that. Shit. Raspberry sorbet, 25 count with ecru DMC ecru. And again, this is one that I just need to hunker down and finish because I believe I'm over 50%. So you can kind of see. I'll roll it up so you get the full. Oh, I guess I could just hold it. There's not that much. Okay, you can see it. I love it so much. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. I want to finish it. I did put it in Whip Go. I think it's only in Whip Go, but for a pretty large chunk. So it didn't get called this month, but it will get called because it's in several squares. So I love her. Fabric is just gorgeous, and it's just regular Zweigart. It's not hand dyed or anything. It's a beautiful color. I think the reason I haven't worked on it is because I had it on a scroll frame, but I tightened it too much. You know, they're just the cheap Michaels scroll frames. And I tied it too much, and so then I couldn't roll it because the screws would just spin. So I had to break it out, essentially, of the scroll frame, and then I don't currently have an open scroll frame that would fit it, so I just haven't worked on it. I should just stick it in a Q-snap and get to work. But, I mean, hopefully I can get that done in the coming year. I don't think so, just because it's pretty big. It will get done if I prioritize it, but I don't necessarily have plans to prioritize it. Alright, now we are to the scroll frames. Oh boy, they're stuck. They're stuck together. Okay, so pull them all out, I guess. This is what you came here to watch, isn't it? Me struggling with scroll frames. This is Deer Scene by Emma Conklin, also known as Stitchery. This was in one of the Craftways big Christmas books that they put out every year. Don't remember which one. If you're curious, let me know. I can find out. This is very dirty. It needs a bath. But here is where we are. I'm not gonna roll it because there's nothing below this roll. I mean, there's, you can see, that's all that's there. This is on 28 count Monaco. And I don't really enjoy the fabric. It's a very tight weave. So, it gives beautiful coverage, you can see, but, I don't love stitching on it. This is another piece that just should be done because it's big blocks of color. I enjoy stitching big blocks of color. But I just never remember that I have it. Like, I should have put this in Wip Parade, but I forgot that it existed. So, hopefully I will put this in some challenges for this coming year because it should be done. It's a long way from being done. It's probably my hair is everywhere. It's probably a fifth of the way done, maybe. It's far from being done. Okay. Next we have I'm using, I think, all the colorful colors. There might be one or two that I switched out, but I would have only gone up, like, up or down one color in the DMC list. This, it's kind of hard to see because of the scroll frame causing a shadow. This is, I don't think it's mini Carnival Moon. I think it's just called Carnival Moon. And this is a snippet of the Heroes and Heroines bookshelf, I think, by Amy Stewart. So this is, again, Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm doing this 1/1 half stitch on 40 count Burl, and using very strict 10x10 parking. And again, I'm missing some colors, so there's some spots that need to get filled in, but I got most of them. There's a couple that I still need, so I will be able to fill those in. And this is, for some reason, I decided to make this my project for the is this 22 and 22? I don't remember. My goal is a lot of stitching on this. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't love stitching on it, but I love the piece. So And I think once I get further into it and it gets a little bit more exciting, right now it's just confetti for confetti's sake, which I totally understand that is necessary. So I'm not saying that it shouldn't be confetti. It should be. It's just not always the most fun thing to stitch. But it is satisfying when it's done because it looks amazing. So, anyways, I will be working on this a lot in the coming year. So hopefully we will see some progress on that. And last but not least, for the cross stitch section, I should probably unscroll this so that you can see. Please hold. Okay, that's better. This is Maidens of the Seasons 1 or 2. I don't remember. It's summer and autumn. No, spring and summer. By Mirabilia, and I only have the beading left. This was my piece that I focused on for the 100 hours stitchathon for the coalition against, I don't remember, I'll put what the charity was, because I don't want to say it wrong. But that Michelle Bendy and I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Michelle Bendy and Martini Stitcher. I can't remember her name. Oh my god. She needs to come back to Flosstube. That's why I can't remember her name. She's been gone too long. She was one of my favorite Flosstubers, so I was very sad. But totally understand the need to take a break. I took a break for like 2 years. And several other people. I'm sorry that I don't remember your names right now. I'm a jerk. But I did 100 hours on this, and then I decided to just keep going. So, last time you would have seen this, I was an abysmal start. I think I had like this much done. So 100 hours, you can get a lot done on a project. I mean, I think I got to the point where I was almost done with all the stitching in the 100 hours. So, I love this piece. I'm using all of the called for floss fabric. I did stitch the skin over one, which was not bad on this one, but this one, it has a lot more skin. And because I did it for this one, and I'm going to frame it with the other two, that means I have to do one of one stitching on them as well. And one of them has a lot of skin showing, I think. But after this series is done, I don't think I want to do one over one stitching on mirrors anymore. It took forever. The summer maiden, it was 30 hours of the 100 was taken up on her skin. So, maybe not 30, maybe it was like 25. It was a lot. It was a lot of one over one skin. So, I learned my lesson and probably won't do that in the future. But now I am to the point where I'm beading. Surprise to me, beading needles are very sharp. So I keep poking myself. So I don't really, I haven't decided if I like beading or not yet. But I do have all of the beading in the top here. I haven't started beading her. But I'm trying to do the whole width of what's in the scroll frame and then move down. And I'll put some batting or something in to protect it. But I have all of this section done. I have her hair done. I've started to move down to her sleeve. Her neckline bodice is done. And then these flowers are done. But that's it. So there's quite a lot of beading left to do on this. So I'm not now that I've got all the stitching done, it's not a huge focus for me. I think I burned myself out on it, I think, a little bit, working on it so consistently. So I am ready for a change. I do have some more mirrors, but I told myself I would only let myself have one mirror whip at a time. And I do want to get the other two Maidens done before I work on any other mirrors. So, let's see. I'm not great at sticking to plans that I make, and you'll see in the little haul portion I'll have at the end of this, I got some Christmas presents that are Mirabilia related. So, anyways, that is the last cross stitch whip. So I'm going to put this back on the scroll frame and pull out the crochet whips, and I think we're at an hour already. I've paused this a few times, so I don't know what the total time is, but I think we're at over an hour. So if you're still here, thank you. If you aren't interested in crochet, I'll say goodbye to you. Hopefully you'll come back. Hopefully you'll subscribe and come back when I post, hopefully next week, my first weekly update of 2022. We'll see. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, so my iPad just decided that it needed to update the camera app in the middle of what I was showing you. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and show you the first crochet whip, because I had already moved on to the second one. I had like 10 minutes, although it probably didn't need to be 10 minutes of whoops, sorry, of stitching that I was trying to show you, and it didn't save any of it. So I guess I should be grateful that I paused before I went to the crochet whips. Otherwise we would have lost a lot more than that, and I would have been very annoyed. Anyways, okay. The first crochet whip is called Rainbow Through the Storm, and it looks like this when it's done, by Melly Ellie Crochet. And this is the back, this is the front, this is where I'm at. I've tied in most of my ends so far, but I haven't cut them off, so they're a little distracting. This is where I'm at. I've got the first 6 colors done. This will be a twin single size blanket. Let me get a better grip to show you. Isn't it pretty? I love it. It is the softest yarn, softest acrylic yarn I've ever felt. Granted, I haven't felt a lot of acrylic yarn because I'm just getting started on doing crochet, but it's just delicious. I am using Hobby Brand, which is a yarn company out of Denmark. I'm using their 100% acrylic Amigo line, and this is their DK weight. It is gorgeous. They have colors for they have names for their colors on the website, but on the ball band they only use numbers. So this is color 9, I believe it's graphite on the site. So soft. So this is the main color that I'm using, and then I'll just quickly, because I did this already, I'll quickly go through and show you the other colors that I'm using. I'll start with the reds. So this is color 41. It's a little darker than that in real life. And then we transition to 42. Again, this one's a little darker. It's not quite as like bright cherry. And then 43. It's a little redder. This is coming up a little orange, but it's a little redder. And then we have color 45. It's not quite that day glow. It's showing up pretty day glow. And then we go to 37. That's pretty accurate. And 36. Again, pretty accurate. And those are the colors that I've used. The rest of these I have not quite used yet. This one is the one I have the most questions about because I'm not sure I like it in the flow. It's a bit highlighter bright. It's not quite, it shows up much more day glow highlighter on screen, but it is, I tried earlier, I can't get the color to show up, but it is really, real bright. So I think I might want to change this one out, especially because the other, let's gray. The other two greeny blues are more blue than green. Oh, I didn't tell you. This one is 33. And then we have 30. It's pretty accurate. And then this one is also pretty accurate. It is 31. This is a beautiful color. I love this. And then for the purples, we have 58. That one's pretty accurate. It's a little grayer than it's showing up. That's gray. And then we have it's a little darker than what it's showing up. This is 59. And finally 60. That's pretty accurate. So I love these. I do plan to sell this blanket on my Etsy shop when I'm done with it, probably in a few months. If you're interested in purchasing it, go ahead and message me, and we can work something out before I list it, so you don't have to deal with all of the Etsy stuff. But I'll be showing it over the next few months as I work on it. It stitches up pretty quickly. I think I did 4 rounds in about 2 hours. 4 rows in about 2 hours last night. So I'm enjoying stitching on it a lot. Alright, let me stuff all of these back in the bag again. Probably should tell you the yarn. I did this last time too. I forgot to tell you the yarn hook, the crochet hook. I am using a size 8 Susan Bates with the comfort grip handle. I love this handle. I have some of hers that don't have a handle, and they're so much shorter. I find my pinky slipping off the end of the hook all the time. I love these hooks. This is not actually the called for hook, but my tension is pretty tight, so I think it does even out. I think the called for hook is 1 or 2 sizes lower. I just didn't have it when I wanted to start the project, and knowing how tight my tension is, I figured it would be fine. And I think it is. Especially after I put on the border, I think all of the gaps are gonna just close up. Okay. My second crochet whip and my last whip of the Wip Parade, let me pull it over here, is the Butterfly Effect cowl by Sisters in Stitch. I believe this was the 2019 cowl. It's a free crochet along on their website. They sell kits. I didn't buy one of their kits. I did my own color conversion because the original color palette that they picked was a little bright for me, so I wanted something a little more toned down. But this is what I have so far. I got tired. This was 1 night of crocheting, so it's working up pretty fast at this point because the rounds are so small. I know that once it gets later, it's gonna take longer. But it's so beautiful. I love it. It's so intricate, and it's just going to get more and more intricate as we go along. They have tutorial videos for the entire cowl on their channel, which I do recommend if you're a beginning crocheter like I am. I mean, I've only been crocheting since October. If you're a beginning crocheter, I do recommend watching the videos because the placement of the stitches is really important. They're just basic stitches, but the placement is really important so that everything fits into each other properly. So I will go ahead and give you my conversion as best as I can. I threw away a lot of these yarn bands, which was dumb. So let me see. I am using Paintbox Yarns DK. So let's see. The initial color is this one, which Rosy Pink from Paintbox Yarns. This is pretty soft too. It's not as soft as the Hobby DK, and it's also not as soft as, say, Karen Simply Soft. But I do think it's softer than Red Heart Super Saver. The next color is Bubblegum Pink. And then we have not that one, Misty Gray. No, that's not Misty Gray. It is Slate Gray. That's Slate Gray. And then this one is Misty Gray. It looks white, but it is gray. It's very, very pale gray. And then we have Vintage Heather. It's a little grayer over purple than it's showing up. And then the last two colors are Washed Teal. It's a little darker. There's a little more green to it. And then Pine Green. That's showing up pretty accurate. So this is gonna take me a long time because it's a very intricate project, but I do enjoy stitching on it. I'm using I don't remember what size hook. It's a good thing I wrote it down in my bullet journal because I don't remember. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Hopefully I will get to work on it soon. I don't think I put it in. I joined the same woman who does the Stitch Talk Hate group made a crochet group, and so I joined that one for crochet challenges. As far as I can tell, it's the only Facebook group for crochet challenges. So if you know of one, let me know because I'd love to do more crochet challenges as well. So I don't think I put this in for any challenges for that group yet, but I might in the future because I really like working on it. Stuff that back in there. Remember all the ball bands. And we are almost done. I do have a small section of haul that if you're interested, stick around. If you're not, I would say it's only going to take like 5 minutes, but you know me. So it's going to take longer than that. So if you're not interested in sticking around for that and some plans, I don't know how deep I'll get into plans. I'll probably do more of that in the next week's Flosstube because I'm recording on my iPad, so I can't look at my bullet journal. Because it's on my iPad, because I use GoodNotes for my bullet journal, and it's working out pretty well so far. I thought that I would be better using a physical notebook, but the iPad is a lot better. Anyways, you don't care, so if you were just here for the Wip Parade, goodbye. I will see you soon, hopefully, and if you're interested in the haul, we'll jump into it. It's not really haul. These are Christmas presents that I got. I've been trying not to buy a whole lot because I have a lot. What I don't need more patterns. I need more fabric, mostly, to start the patterns that I already have. So, I did get a $40 123 Stitch gift card, so I will be using that, I think, to buy some fabric. But until then, okay, this one wasn't a Christmas present. This one I bought for myself as a present for getting my booster a couple of days ago. So this I bought at Joann's. It is a dimensions kit. It is a Simplicity pattern cover, and I just thought it was super cute. It is on 14 count Aida. I'll probably do it on the 14 count Aida. I'll probably grumble about it the whole time. So tune in if you want to watch that. I don't have any plans to start this right now, but knowing me, I'll probably start it sometime this year because I like to start things. I don't know how people do no starts for a whole year. I can go a while without new starts if I don't tell myself I'm not doing new starts. If I just don't start anything, I can go pretty long. Like, I can probably go a few months without starting anything. But if I tell myself I can't start anything new, I want to start something immediately. So hats off to all of you that are doing that, because I could not. Oh, more fireworks. Fun. You know, it's a sad thing knowing that your pet is getting older. However, Spunky is losing her hearing. So normally she would hear those fireworks and be in that case. So, like, on the one hand, I'm upset that she's losing her hearing, but on the other hand, for nights like this, I'm a little bit grateful because she gets so stressed out, and that's not good for anybody. So, at least of all her. So, I'm kind of glad she can't hear them. Anyways, sidetracked. Alright, so, presents from my mom. I know that I still have some presents coming from my dad because I picked them out, but we haven't been able to gather for Christmas because unfortunately he was a close contact of someone who tested positive. So we are keeping fingers crossed that he will test negative and that we'll be able to do like a post-Christmas get-together soon. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Miras. My mom got me the whole series of the In My Garden, it's a seasonal series called In My Garden. And so we have spring. I've loved these for years. They're so simple, but they're beautiful. They have so much negative space, and they're just very simple and love them. They're also ginormous. This one, it's 180 by 260. It's big. So anyways, then we have Autumn and Summer. This one's gorgeous. It uses I was gonna say it uses some water lilies, but it doesn't look like it does. I think one of these does. Maybe I'm wrong. And then this is Winter. This was the one I initially fell in love with. And then she also got me the whole, there's only one pattern that uses beads, and she got me those beads. There's only 2 colors. They're hopefully you can see them. They're pretty. So I don't have fabric for those. I think that might be what I use my gift card on, because I'd like to this is my thing. Like, do I want to start these, or do I want to get fabric for the second Maidens of the Seasons? I don't think I have enough on the gift card to buy both. But we'll see. I I do want to start these, but one mirror at a time is probably enough. Although, I say that a lot. I told myself that I would only work on one crochet project at a time. And then I was making crochet. I didn't take pictures of any of the finished items, but I made my family all blankets and scarves for Christmas. And I essentially had like 4 things on the go at one time. So, and now I have 2. I will have 3. So that resolution lasted about 3 days. Anyways, and then she also got me the black lace sampler from Rosewood Manor. I saw this on, I don't remember. I saw somebody on Flosstube working on this and immediately fell in love with it. I love the black work, and I love that the motifs in the center are actually 1/1. So, I also might have some linen for this already. I need to look in my stash, because I would like to start this one pretty soon. It's beautiful. And there's like 4 minis in here that you can make as well. So I will probably do those too. And then last but not least, she also got a loft by Hello from Liz Matthews. And this is just gorgeous. This one is actually can be stitched on 2 different fabrics and then stitched together. So the center is stitched on a blue fabric and then the rest is stitched on a white fabric. I'll probably do that because I don't fancy stitching all of that blue. So we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but it's gorgeous. I have a whole bunch of Hello from Liz Matthews digital downloads. Like I think all that have been released of her 12 Days of Christmas series. I just haven't started any of them, and I don't know why, because they're all gorgeous. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. And this video is going to be like an hour and a half long. So if you have stuck it out this whole time, thank you so much. I hope to see you next week when I do my weekly update. And Happy New Year. It's still a couple hours away from me, but I think I'm going to get started a little early on some of my New Year's new starts because it's New Year's somewhere. In most of the world, actually, already, because I live on the west coast of the U.S. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now because you've heard me talk enough. I will see you guys later. Bye.